What's up, everybody? This is Whiskey in the Six. I'm Rob. Sorry for the delay. As Jeremy stated in the chat below, I was doing my makeup. Actually, what we really were doing was we were setting up these cups right here, these 6 Glencairn glasses, 3 for me, 3 for Jeremy, because tonight we're going to be comparing the Longrow Red Cab Franc, which is the newest edition. This is the 2017 edition of the Longrow Reds. This is 11 years old, 55.9%. The Longrow Red Malbec, which is the 2016 edition, 51.3%, and it's 13 years old. And Jeremy was able to acquire this Longrow Red Fresh Port, 11-year-old. I'll get you guys a look at that bottle, because it's definitely the most rare of the 3 that we have here tonight. This one's 51.8%. And what we're going to do is we're going to try them blind and see which one we like best. We were going to wait for this review for 2 others. We were hoping to get the Cabernet Sauvignon, and we were hoping to get the Pinot Noir. But with time constraints and the fact that I'm doing American Whiskey Month in literally a week, we decided to go ahead and do this. And I feel like we still have a pretty awesome lineup. So hopefully you guys enjoy this.
Yeah, this is a special treat for me. I have not tried any of the line at all. The port, we just cracked it right now. So I'm very excited to dig into these whiskeys.
Yeah. I guess as a disclaimer, we should say that the port probably has the worst, it's in the worst position, I guess, because we just cracked it. Yeah, it didn't have any time to oxidize or anything like that. So I'm going to pull this table a little closer because it's hard to see the chat. You guys are going to get a little bit of better look at us. There we go. Now we can see the chat a little bit more. I just want to say a quick hello to Richie, Z, Travis, Faircloth, Welsh Toro. What's up, buddy? You're up late. Tim, what's going on, buddy? Rich, Loch Ness. Who else do we got? We got Dram Dude. What's up, buddy? Kevin Burkhart. Know Your Whiskey, Josh. So, really quickly, before we get on with this, I wanted to quickly show you guys. I have a... Can you grab that bottle right there? I have 2 bottles I want to show you. Thanks to Know Your Whiskey, who's on Instagram. His name is Josh. Super, super, super cool guy. He sent me 2 of these at the price that he paid for them, which was super generous of him because the secondary market on these are starting to get pretty ridiculous. The Longrow 18 bottled at 48%. And then he also gave me this...
Lefroy 18.
Yes, Lefroy, sorry. And then he also gave me this independent bottler, Providence Lefroy. It's a Lefroy whiskey bottled in 2013. It's a 10-year-old. It looks super cool. I can't wait to try it. He says that it's the first Lefroy that he's tried that doesn't quite taste like a Lefroy. So I'm just going to give you a quick look at the bottle. Check him out if you haven't already. I know he's thinking about doing the YouTube thing as well. He's from Alberta. He has an awesome collection. Check him out at least on Instagram for now. Know Your Whiskey. And then we got Whiskey Throttle that just jumped in. Another Albertan. Another one of my boys. What's going on, Daniel? We got Eric Waite, George Kaplan. What's going on, guys? And Marco DG, all the way from the Ford plant.
What's everyone? How are you guys doing tonight?
So you guys have met Jeremy before. He's been on my channel a couple times now. He'll be showing up on my channel throughout American Whiskey Month. He writes for Toronto Whisky Society. He does blogs for them. You guys can check him out. I will put the link in the description below tonight. And he also has a really cool Instagram you guys want to check out. It's called Sipper Social Club. So add him on Instagram as well. Without further ado, I think we should go to our first Longrow. Daniel's saying that you're looking good.
Oh, thanks, Daniel. I'm sure you're looking good as well.
And Daniel is saying that it's a Douglas Lang. You silly girl. I don't.
Oh, the province.
It says it's a McGibbons. So is that a Douglas Lang? I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't know much.
Let me see.
I thought it was a Douglas McGibbons.
We've had a couple barrel-proof bourbons before we started. Disclaimer. I don't know. I've never seen this independent bottler before, but I mean, is it a Douglas one? Because I know Douglas one.
I'm pretty sure it's a Douglas McGibbons.
You know what? If Daniel says it is, then it probably is.
What's up, Louis? How are you, buddy? Or Louis?
Okay, so this is from a refill hogshead. That's interesting. This is probably really good stuff.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. Welsh Toro is saying that he's tried the Providence Lefroy 10. So that's the same company and probably the exact same bottle. Independent Lefroy kicks the distillery offering. So he's saying that it's really good. That's exciting. Santa Cruz in the house. What's up, Chris? Marco's asking me to save him some. Buddy, you better make it here because the way we're going tonight, I don't know if there's going to be anything left.
So this is, I mean, we don't know what we have. These are all blind. We may or may not have the same one at the same time. But this is really, I mean, you can tell wine cask influence for sure.
Yeah. But I love these Longrow Reds because they have that Springbank mustiness. Mm. That funk, like a lot of people
just
call.
As you said that, just as I sipped, I totally tasted. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good. A nice amount of peat in this one.
Yeah, and it's hard to add any water to these.
This doesn't need added water, no.
Yeah, sweet. Got that must that I love about Longrow. Daniel's saying that he doesn't lie.
Well, when you're throwing out insults this early in the chat, you better be right.
He might be a few whiskeys in. Mike Jonah, what's up, buddy? You're saying Tamer. Does that mean that Mike Jonah is Tamer? Ah, yes. Okay, so what's up, Tamer? How's it going, brother? So a while back, a really, really great guy from Quebec sent me a bottle of the Balblair 1997 cast strength. Amazing stuff. I'm still enjoying that upstairs. His name's Tamer. Super, super cool guy. Jason Whiskey Wise. Everybody's up late in the UK tonight. What's up, brother? Check out Jason's channel, guys. There's a couple of reviewers on right now. You got Whiskey Throttle Daniel. Check out Daniel. He's got a channel. He's been pumping out some really good stuff lately. Jason Whiskey Wise has been at it for some time. He's awesome. He reviews a lot of the high-end stuff, a lot of really, really cool stuff that you can't really get in North America. So check him out as well.
How do you read that? God.
I have better than 20/20 vision.
I know. I'm thinking now I need glasses. In one eye.
In one eye. The other eye is just slightly worse than 20/20, yeah.
Well, this stuff is good. I mean, I don't know what one this is, but I feel like I need a bottle of it.
Yeah, this one's good too. I feel like we should just like go back and forth. So I'm drinking number 3 right now.
My number 1.
Okay. So I thought like I was not thinking about it, but we should probably save some, go back and forth.
Yeah, I'll save some sips to compare at the end.
All right. So 3 excellent so far on my end. We know which one's which because mine don't have any markings on the glass, whereas Jeremy's have the stock and barrel. He has 2 stock and barrel glasses and a Toronto or Spirit of Toronto glass. So Daniel's saying that he's a moose knuckler, so of course he's drunk.
might have to Urban Dictionary that. What is moose knuckler? I mean, I can imagine what it is, but
I don't know. Maybe he wears his pants really tight, so he's got the moose knuckle instead of the camel toe.
I was at a beach this weekend. You'd fit right in with that crowd.
Is this downtown?
This is Toronto Island.
Yeah. Okay, so less peat on this one, whichever one I'm drinking. Still got a little bit of that Longrow must.
Yeah, and this one for me, more fruity on the nose.
Man, I feel like maybe we could be drinking the same one at this time.
That'd be interesting if we went through the order in the same way.
That would be.
This is my number 2. Don't cheat with the color.
Oh, okay. Stop thinking about his moose knuckles. How are we coming through in sound, guys? Is the mic picking it up okay?
Oh, that's good. Well, 2 for 2 already. I mean, I like both of these ones.
So I'm a disclaimer as well. I know I've tried 2 of these already, so that's kind of unfair to Jeremy. But then again, we're not really trying them to figure out which ones they are. We're just trying them to figure out which ones we like best.
We like better. Yeah.
So Jason Whiskey Wise is taking off. He's going to sleep. It's very late where he's from. So you have a good night, brother. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it.
Cheers, Jason.
Okay, so right now that's really good. It honestly does not taste like it's in the 50s for ABV for me.
Yeah. So what one was the higher ABV? Because there's one that's a little bit more than the other 2.
The Cab Franc is 55.9. Okay. The other 2 are 51.3 and 51.8. So slight differences there. So far, I like my number 3 the best, but I'm on to the third one now. Just going to take a quick sip of water. You got your water there, right?
Yes. Oh. Now, right away, this is my favorite nose for sure. It's like sugar cookies.
You know what's so weird? I bet you we did 4 in the exact same order.
This is my number 3.
This is my number 2, but I feel like we lined them up at the exact same. This is something. Okay, so disclaimer. I know that this is the port because, or if I'm gonna say that this is the port, I may be wrong. If I'm wrong, then whatever, I'm wrong. But this is cookies and like desserts
and like icing sugar.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so we have.
That's so weird.
It's the same whiskey, but
no, there's like a distinct nose to this one.
Man, if the palate is anything like the nose, this is
going to be the winner.
Really nice.
Yeah. Really nice. So, different kind of peat on the palate. I'm picking up more of like almost like an Isla peat, which is weird. On this one.
Now the peat on this is very in the background for me.
See, I get it more on the palate than I do on the nose.
Yeah, a little bit more in the finish than.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, this is good.
Richie Z's asking if they're gonna do Longrow whites with white wine finish. Good question. I can think of a couple white wines that are used frequently that would be pretty cool. But red wines tend to be the better, more influential wines, in my opinion, when it comes to whiskey making. So I don't know. But Saunters is used pretty often.
What was the Glenfiddich was it Winter Storm?
Yeah, that was ice wine.
Right.
So ice wine, but those are white ice wine casks. So there's two types of ice wine. There's red and white. The Glenfiddich was used in Canadian white ice wine casks. So this one takes it on the nose, but I'm still liking my number 3 on the palate the most, I think. We gotta go back and forth a little bit here. Let's check out.
Man, that's good.
Sauternes. Okay, Eric Waite is correcting me.
What else is new?
I'm missing most of the conversation here, guys. I apologize. Looks like there's some pretty cool stuff going on.
It's like type 1 font. You can hardly see it.
It's really small. This is the computer I take from school, so I have a feeling that one of my students fooled around with the font.
Yeah, they're probably like, these icons are too big. Everything's smaller.
Josh from Know Your Whiskey saying that he's drinking the Pinot Noir. That one I'm very curious about. I believe I may be acquiring 2 bottles of the Pinot Noir, but I will not count my chickens until they arrive in a box at my door.
That's the analogy I haven't heard before. Good twist on that.
Right?
I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with this series. I mean, the 3 that I've tried so far, my first time trying them, they're all really, really good. So
yeah.
I would assume the other 2 in the collection are equally as good.
Honestly, like, if I can acquire all of them, I will. Like, they are so good. I haven't had a bad Longrow Red. I haven't had a bad cask strength Springbank or Longrow. I didn't love the Hazelburn Barolo cask, but Springbank 12 cask strength, incredible. Springbank 19 single cask strength that Scott sent to me for the blind tasting, incredible. These Longrow Reds, incredible. So,
no, I forget what I paid for mine. It was a secondary price, and I totally forget. Remember, I told you what it was.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it was in the close to high 180-ish American.
Maybe.
But even at that price, it's a steal because
no, I think it was less than that. It was like 150 to 175 US.
Yeah.
I want to say 150.
Yeah. Right. For me, I'm not sure which one 3 is, but it's my winner. Even on the nose, like, I love, for whatever reason, and I suspect it could be because of oxidation, because my Malbec is the lowest as far as fill level goes. The rest of this Cab Franc is going to, well, I'm going to finish a little bit more of it, and then I'm going to send it to Marco because we split the bottle. Marco DG, the guy in the chat. And then, obviously, this is just opened, the port. So, hard to tell. But, yeah. 3 so far is winning for me. But I really like the 2 as well.
I just went back to my number 2, and man, it's good. I feel like as these are sitting and as they're opening up a bit, they're just getting better.
They are getting better.
Yeah.
Should we tell them a little bit about what's going on in the next little while? Like what we'll be reviewing together? Did we put them away already? I think we did. So Jeremy went to the US recently and we made a little bit of a trade. He's getting the rest of my ECBP because I've had some already, and this is not available in Canada. So this is the Longrow. Sorry, everything's Longrow tonight, guys. Everything's Longrow.
Another drink, Rob.
Yeah. Long Branch. It's 43%. It's a wild turkey. This was the collaboration with the Wild Turkey Distillery and Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, okay.
So pretty cool.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be doing this with Simple Diversion on a live on the 14th. That's coming. 14th, whatever. Not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that.
Someday soon.
Yeah.
But tonight, yeah, we did. What did we do tonight? We did the Blanton straight from the barrel.
Yep.
And we did the Michter's 10-year-old single barrel bourbon.
And when the lights go out on this live, we may or may not get a chance to do the ECBP.
We'll do it, yeah. Because I haven't tried that one yet, so I'm interested.
Yeah. All right. back to these. I'm gonna nose them. I'm gonna tell you which one I like best on the nose, and then I'll go back to the palate, and then tell you which one I like best on the palate. So Eric Wade is saying, if you hit the 3 dots, it will launch the chat box. I know it's launched, Eric. It's just the problem is, for whatever reason, the font is. I got to go into the system settings because my students, I think, are messing with me, and they lessen the font, so it's probably at like a 1 or 2. It's really small.
Yeah,
And then Daniel's saying that he has the Longrow Pinot Noirs for me.
Okay.
Also, that'll be awesome. I'm really excited to have those 2 in my hands. Also picked up for American Whiskey Month the Michter's Barrel Strength Toasted Barrel Finish Rye. So I'm really pumped about this one. This one looks delicious. The bottle's a little different than the usual, right?
Yeah.
The 10 is very different than the usual, but the other ones I think have a little bit of a shorter neck or something. This one,
yeah, the 10's more like a flatter bottle. I'll just grab it.
Grooves is 500 pounds in the UK. So you sure you want to open your bottle?
Who said Grooves is 500?
Welsh Toro is saying that Grooves is 500 pounds in the UK.
No, it's not.
So I have quite a bit left of my Grooves, the committee release here. But when I saw Welsh Toro say that in my last live, I think it was, I kind of cried a little bit inside.
That's crazy. I mean, I know they go for a lot. At auction, Scotch whiskey auctions, there was a bunch of them last auction. I think they were around, I want to say 185 was like the average price in pounds, plus hammer price, plus tax, plus surcharge, plus shipping. But if they're going for 500 pounds, that's crazy.
That one cost me probably about $205 Canadian all in.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I paid 200 US for mine.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, 190.
I picked mine up.
Yeah,
Claire the Third let me buy it off of him for what he paid. He said it was because I hooked him up with the George T. Stagg. He bought a George T. Stagg off of me, and I gave him what I think was a very reasonable price. So.
It goes around and comes around in the whiskey world, for sure.
Well, some guys are sending you beautiful Lafroig 18s for cost, so that's just crazy talk. Some guys are just too nice.
Well, I like all of these.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's tough.
It's hard to pick a favorite because they all
offer something different.
Right.
I love the nose on 2. I think for nose, 3 is awesome. It's a touch more peated. 2 is just a little more rounded. On the palate now. So 2 is my number 1 for a nose. 3 is my number 2. And 1 is my number 3. Although it's not bad. It's just a little more subtle. There's less peat. You do pick up the wine cask a little bit more. It's tough to tell which one. But like I said, it's a little more subtle. And that could be because if it is the Malbec, which my suspicions lead to the fact that it might be, it's been open for a lot longer. So I find that bottles lose their peatiness as they stay open a while.
I don't know if I've experienced like that. But maybe you're right. When you first open it, the peat's like heavy. And then dissipates.
Swami, just thank you so much, Swami. Malted in Montreal. He just dropped a super chat. Really appreciate it, buddy. He's saying that it's perfect night for a Springbank 12 cask strength. Actually, we were debating whether or not we were going to add the Springbank 12 to this tasting because I have it upstairs. I have probably about that much left in the bottle, maybe a little less. But technically, it's like a Longrow Red, right? It's 12 years old. It's cask strength. It's aged in a red wine, Oloroso sherry. Well, 70% of it is aged in Oloroso sherry. The other 30% is bourbon. But I thought that would have been a cool comparison to try to figure out which one's which. And I do find that it's almost as peated as these.
Yeah.
So
it's fun, like trying stuff blind, you know. One thing my girlfriend and I do every so often is we'll just pick a bottle from the shelf. We won't know what it is. Pour it for each other. Try to guess what one it is. It's a good testament to your palate, and it makes you think a little bit harder about whiskey.
Absolutely.
Yeah, these are also good. Okay, I'm gonna say my favorite is this one, number 3. Yeah.
So that's your favorite on the nose or on the palate or both?
I'm gonna say for both. I don't know. It's hard, right? They're like, I'm gonna say one's my favorite, but they're all almost the same. Yeah.
It's like the difference between a 93, a 92.98, and a 92.95. So 2 is all about the cookies for me, like cookies, vanilla, like all kinds of crazy things going on here. Some sort of like birthday, like honestly birthday cake.
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting. Birthday cake.
The like icing sugar.
Yeah, like actually, if you've ever been to a Tim Hortons, which I would say the majority of you are not Canadian, so you probably haven't. They have these. No, I'm lying because it's not even. Well, they have the Timbits that are birthday cake, but
yes.
I was actually thinking about Starbucks. So all of us have been to a Starbucks.
Not today, you weren't though, because they were closed.
Oh, were they really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Sensitivity training. Every single Starbucks, or like the majority of Starbucks, were closed today.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They have the cake pops.
Okay.
The birthday cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting on number 2 here.
Cake on a stick.
Yeah, pretty much. With fondant. And then this number 1 for me, let's make it cool and try to guess which one's which too.
Okay, well, you might have a better shot at that.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to do that.
Yeah, okay.
You tell me if I'm right.
Oh, you want to do the reveal? Okay.
Okay, so
I've got the answer.
So Richie's asking me if I tried the Springbank 12 Burgundy finish, and I haven't, but I know somebody who has it, and I've been like begging them to trade for it, but I don't know if it's going to happen. We'll see. I may or may not have some things that they really want.
Okay, I have the answer key for yours. So you're gonna guess.
Okay. So, oh, that's so good though on the PAL too. All right. There's kind of like a lot of factors going on here because I'm gonna say that my number 3 here is second place for both nose and palate.
Okay.
And that's gonna be the Cab Franc.
You want me to tell you right away? Or you want to guess?
No, let me guess first.
Okay.
Because then you kind of eliminate for me, and then
sure.
Whatever. So number 1, I'm gonna say it. Oh, what do we got here? Josh, thank you very much, buddy. What? I'm gonna say that's New Zealand.
What currency did you just tip in?
Yeah. So there you go. So probably too hard to send you guys a dram from New Zealand. So buy yourselves one instead. Thank you so much, Josh. Really appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us tonight too, buddy. I really appreciate it. My number 1 is the Malbec for sure. Like I'm convinced. And wait, don't tell me yet, and that's gonna fall into and this is almost not fair because when I first tried this Malbec, I was like mind blown. My head blew up because it was so good. But like I said, it's oxidized quite a bit since I've opened it. So it's coming in 3rd tonight because I do tend to like a fresher bottle. Fresher?
Fresher is a word. You teach math, right?
I teach everything.
Not English.
I write way better than I speak.
Well, by elimination, that's your.
This is my number one, but now I'm waffling.
It's a good problem to have when you like all your whiskey.
Okay, that's good. All right, I'm gonna say my number 2 was my favorite. That's probably the port. I don't think I tried this one before, but it could be the Cab Franc. That's my number 2, the Cab Franc. The Malbec's my number 3.
Okay.
So wait, time out. Sorry, I mean my number 2, like number.
Well, just tell me your favorite and then guess what
is
it
my favorite, and
Okay.
I think that's the port.
Okay.
My number 3 is my second favorite, and I think that's the Cab Franc. My number 1 is my third favorite, and I believe that's the Malbec.
Okay. So your first favorite was number 2.
Correct.
That's the Cab Franc.
Cab Franc.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Cab Franc, sorry. Your number 1, which was your least favorite.
Yep.
You were correct in guessing that is the Malbec.
Malbec.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that means your number 3 was the port.
The port. So I mixed up the port and the Malbec.
No, you missed the port.
I mean, Sorry.
Yeah,
That's
you were
right.
correct in guessing that the Malbec was you guessed that correctly.
So this is actually a great question for you because I know you've had a couple of these. Andrew Matthews is asking if the Macallan 18 is any good. I think it's great.
Yes. Now for Macallan 18, in my experience, I've had the 1997 and a 1995. Those are both really good. I reviewed the 1997. You can check it out on TorontoWhiskySociety.ca. I gave it a really, really good mark. Love the whiskey. I haven't tried any of the newer releases. Once they switched to their bottling date as the vintage, I haven't tried the 2016 or 2017.
Yeah.
So I can't tell you. Other people saying that it gets really, really good up until the 1994, 95, and then it starts to slip a little bit. But yeah, really good whiskey. If you can find it for $200 US, I would say buy it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take a risk on anything more than that for the newer releases, just because I don't know.
Yeah. I reviewed the 1997 as well, and I gave it a pretty good mark. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, if you like the Macallan character, like Macallans are really, you can kind of tell when you're drinking a Macallan. If you like that, then I would say that you would like it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so my review. I'm gonna say, you got the list for mine?
Yeah, I got it. Right.
Okay, my number 3 was my favorite. I'm not gonna guess what they are because I haven't tried them before, but I'm gonna say number 3 was my favorite.
Okay.
My second favorite would be number 1, and then of course my third favorite, number 2.
Okay, so Jeremy's favorite, you said was number 3?
Number 3.
It's the Cab Franc.
Okay.
So we were both in agreement. The Cab Franc was the best of the 3.
Okay. Yeah.
Your number
1.
2 was number 1. So your number 2 favorite was the number 1.
Number.
And that's the Malbec.
Okay.
Interesting.
So
and then your third favorite was the port.
Yeah.
Which was your number 2.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That was fun.
All really good though.
Yeah. Honestly,
Yeah.
you can't go wrong. Like whichever one you buy, honestly, I think you're gonna love.
Yeah. Really good.
Yeah, they are super good.
I'm gonna pour all a little bit into one and just do that.
Yeah, why not? Let's go for it. We're blending our we're blending our whiskey here. You want to add a little water to yours or no?
No.
So, what's next for Toronto Whisky Society reviews? Like, what do you have lined up?
I got so much stuff coming up. I just traded for a 22-year-old Ardbeg, followed by Gordon MacPhail. It was distilled 1974, bottled in 1996. I just got it today. I traded a 2016 George T. Stagg plus a little bit of cash for it. So that is going to be cracked. I'm probably going to open that on my birthday, which is in June, like late June. So I'm going to review that once I open that. Coming up next, I just reviewed the Blanton Straight from the Barrel and the Michter's 10-year-old. So those are up there right now. Probably Ardbeg Grooves will be coming up soon. What else did I get that's new? I don't know, so much stuff. Stay tuned.
You got quite a bit of stuff.
Yeah.
We both recently went on. We both like said that we were spending way too much money, and both went on like an insane spending spree.
It's just how it happens.
Yeah. So I bought these Lefroy's. I bought this Michter's Toasted Rye. I bought a couple of Highland Park 21-year-olds because I feel like the price is going to be jacked up very soon because of the fact that they're no longer being made. And I also bought Martell XO, if anybody's interested in cognac. What else? I got a couple other things in there.
Yeah.
I got the Long Branch, thanks to Jeremy, but more of a trade. And I have a whole bunch of other stuff over here. I got those Highland Park the Darks, which, by the way, Mike Lee, if you're watching, and Rich, your Highland Park the Darks are in the mail. They're on their way to you guys. They were the winners of 2 different giveaways. Those giveaways are becoming costly because shipping is ridiculous.
Yeah. I traded with a guy in the States, so I actually took my bottle to the United States to ship it from there because I would never try to ship from Canada to the United States. It's just way too risky, I think.
Yeah.
Crossing the border there.
Yeah, it's hard. Daniel is saying that he loves me, and I love you too, buddy. You're awesome. Go Habs is asking, saying he's finally opened the HP full volume. I wasn't all that impressed. I missed the sherry influence. There is no sherry influence in the full volume, buddy. It's an exclusive ex-bourbon aged whiskey. So if you're expecting sherry, then for sure it's like pouring milk into your glass, but thinking you poured orange juice and taking that first sip and like, oh man, what the hell? So try it again because I think you'll like it. The Whiskey Scout is saying I need to go ahead. Or he needs to go. Sorry. He's gonna grab the Cab Franc, I think. Whiskey Scout, take care, buddy. Andrew Matthews is saying, what's your favorite single malt? That's a tough question, Andrew. There are too many, I think. At the moment, it's probably the Enoch 1975, or I don't know. It's tough.
It's a hard question to answer because it's like, what do you feel in that day? You know?
Exactly.
You can't really say like this is my all-time favorite because it's like, well, maybe you want something peated, you may want something with sherry influence. It's hard to say this is my favorite whiskey.
I want to quickly give some shout outs here. So I talked about Know Your Whiskey. His name's Josh. Super cool guy. He may or may not be starting a YouTube channel very soon. If he does, I would love to have him on my channel, help him kick off because he's a great guy. He helped me get these Lefroy 18s. But he refers to his boys that are placed strategically across North America as his whiskey snipers. And one of these guys, another great guy, he's Scotch Whiskey Hunter on Instagram. So check him out as well because he's a really cool guy. Both of these guys have insane collections. They are finding whiskey that we would dream of, like literally dream of. Like I literally had a dream last night of like Octomore 6.3.
I dream of whiskey too.
Yeah, so it was actually really embarrassing. I was a little embarrassed when I woke up.
I'm never embarrassed.
I woke up thinking that I had a few bottles of Octomore 6.3, and I was devastated when I woke up. Luckily, Jeremy brought over the Octomore 8.3, so I'll be reviewing that shortly. This is a loaner, of course. He doesn't want to part with it. I don't blame him. It's actually like incredible stuff. So
really good. Yeah, the point threes have been my favorite. The last 6.3, the 7.3 was okay. I like this one. I think. Do I like this one better? They're all good. 6.3 is the best. If you can find 6.3, auto buy it for sure.
Yeah, exactly. 6.3 is the best. 7.3 is really good as well. You brought the 7.3 over here for our first tasting on my channel.
Yeah.
And I honestly, like, to this day, I'm wondering if I made a mistake not buying the 7.3 because I felt like that night I liked it a little better. I can't remember though.
Yeah. I think of the new of the 8s, the 8.1 was my least favorite of the 0.1s.
Yeah. Well, of the 0.1s, that's tough because the 0.1s are all kind of, for me, the same.
They aged it an extra 3 years. They aged it 8 years.
Yeah.
Instead of the normal 5.
And it loses something.
It does. It does. It lost a little bit.
Yeah. The 7.4 is bonkers.
Yeah, you really like that. The Virgin Oak.
Yeah.
Now you should get the 8.4.
I think I will. So I've lined up. Hopefully, we'll see if it comes through. But I've lined up an 8.3 and an 8.4. So now that I get to review this, I don't have to instantly open my bottle of 8.3, but I'll probably have to open my 8.4. I also purchased a second bottle of the 7.4 because I love it.
Yeah.
Eric Waits asking if I knew where the Cab Franc barrels came from. They're Bordeaux, different clone of the Cabernet Franc from Loire Valley. Okay, so there you guys go. A little bit of Eric Waite with wine knowledge.
This blend that we just did is good too. I mean, how could it not be good, right?
So, yeah, the Blanton. No, you said blend.
No, I said the blend of these three.
The blend, yeah. I mean, they're all awesome. So you can't go wrong. Richie's, it's catching up to me. Richie Z is saying, if you get any wine influence in your black art, have you tried the black art?
Yes, I've had the 4. Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't remember.
So the 4.1, I didn't get as much wine influence, but I felt it was phenomenal. Like,
they're good. Yeah, they're
whiskey.
really good.
The 5.1, the sample that I tried, and again, I don't love to judge a whiskey based on one sample because I like to have the bottle. I like to have a couple days with it.
I review the same way. I only review stuff that I actually have the bottle of. Just because one sample, one day, your palate could be a little bit off, and then boom, you don't like a whiskey all of a sudden. And
or like we're at Toronto Whisky. Sorry, the Spirit of Toronto. How many whiskeys did we try that night?
100.
Like ridiculous amount. I had my daughter's baptism the next day. I don't know how I was walking the next day. We tried way too much whiskey for one individual, and by halfway point, everything starts to taste pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, okay, I like it, I don't like it. You can't, like, if someone asked you what you like about it when you're on your, 50th whiskey of the night, it's like, I don't know, it's good.
Yeah,
right?
It tastes good.
Yeah.
Although that night, a few things stick out to me. The Weiser's Seasoned Oak.
Yeah.
The Millstones 100% rye.
Yeah.
And
you're missing one.
And the Old Polney
25.
25, yeah.
The Old Polney 25, which is releasing soon, I think, or is it out?
It's out.
It's out. Amazing whiskey. An improvement on the 21, which is hard to do because 21 was really nice. But yeah, 25, it's a magical whiskey.
Honestly, I think it's a lot better than 21 in my opinion. In my opinion, the 17-year-old Old Polney is better than the 21. Have you tried the 17? Mm-hmm. I love the 17. I think it's phenomenal. I think the 21 might be a bit overhyped. But that's my opinion. Of course, other people absolutely adore it, and I don't, who am I to say that you shouldn't like it? It's great whiskey. It's well received by many people, but
the 25 is replacing the 21.
Yeah. Right. So the 21's gone, the 17's gone, and now the 25's in, and there's a 1990 in.
Which is how old?
I believe it's 20. No, it was released this year, so it's 28 years old.
Oh.
Yeah, 28 years old. 1990. Yeah. Quick math there, guys.
He teaches math. That's your good subject.
I thought I saw Connor Strang in here, but yeah, he is. Pretty interesting because it's got to be late for him. I think he's from the UK as well. I think he's from Scotland. I could be wrong though. So Josh is saying that the 6.3 is very pungent. The 7.3 is good, but not as good as the 6.3.
I'd agree with that.
You have both bottles, so you have a better gauge of that. I love the 6.3. It's up there. It's phenomenal whiskey. I had a backup bottle. I gave away the backup bottle as a gift, like an idiot. So I no longer have a backup bottle. And they're nowhere to be found. They're gone. They are gone. Like you're gonna have to wait till auction to find the 6.3.
And they go for a lot of money. I was looking at UK auctions, and yeah, they're up there. Yeah. They go for triple resale. So a lot. Well, Marco found me that one bottle.
Yeah, so Marco had an extra bottle, and you got it.
Scooped that up quick.
Yeah, and you got it for a fair price too.
Pretty good price.
Because I should have. He offered it to me first. I should have taken it.
Hindsight is just it sucks sometimes because you think back, it's like, oh, I could have bought this for 100% less than it is now.
Yeah.
And Octomore, for whatever reason, in Alberta is the best price on the planet.
Yeah.
Like I bought my original 6.3 from Alberta for $140.
That's insane. That's insane.
Like, how is that possible?
No, and nowhere else in the world you can buy it.
No, it's the cheapest in the world.
Quick shout out to Julia Photography. What's up, Julia? How's it going? Nice to see you in. Daniel's sent it at me. I'm not exactly.
Daniel is like, don't mention Alberta.
Yeah. Maybe zip it. I don't.
Yeah. So quiet down.
Yeah. Eric Waite is saying. So apparently the Cab Franc and the Malbec are both from South Africa.
Oh wow.
So does that mean then that the Cab Franc can't be Bordeaux because it's from South Africa and Bordeaux is only found in France? I don't know. I don't know enough about wine, but I think you can answer that question, Eric. We will. He wants to silence you from talking, Daniel.
Yeah.
So Peter White's saying that he could have bought Black Bowmore first edition at the LCBO for $97 back in '97.
Oh,
Black Bowmore is like
I've heard about Black Bowmore, how it's probably one of the best Bowmores.
Yeah.
That's
crazy talk.
Well, even like just like Macallan Cask Strength available at the LCBO, 2006 ish for 110 Canadian.
Yeah.
And now that price on those bottles has gone up even just more just recently. They're up to about 300 US, 350 US now. Yeah. So what is even worse than that is the Macallan edition #1 was available, and I think Welsh Toro actually. I don't know if he's still in the chat. Oh yeah, he is. He left a comment on my video recently, the Macallan video that I did, and he said that the edition #1 was going for auction less than retail for like a very long period of time, and then all of a sudden it just blew up, and now it's like 800. Oh yeah, it's crazy. It's like 800 American for an edition in the UK. Yeah. Well, edition #1 was a US release only, so I can see the value there for a UK market for sure. And I bet you people are just shipping their bottles over there. Well, you got to try the edition #1 here, right? Yeah, I have a bottle of it unopened, and you let me try yours. I would say it's a tick above edition 2 for me. I loved edition 2. Yeah. And then edition 3 would be a tick below edition. So you're chronologically in order there. Correct. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Eric is saying yes, although South Africa is well known for Pinotage.
a cross between Pinot and Cinot. They make better Bordeaux style wines. All right. I didn't know that. Thank you for sharing.
My wine knowledge is 0. 0 out of 10.
My wine knowledge comes from my heritage because we tend to.
Because you were force fed as a child.
Yeah. My parents used to give me wine to put me to sleep. So Richie is saying, I still have an edition number 1 left unopened. I bought 3 total a few years ago.
Yeah, good.
Got a boy.
Yeah.
Good work.
And those are always good. Like, even if you want to trade for them later on, the value is so high now. You can get something really nice.
So Daniel's saying, everyone check the like button unless they mention Alberta again, then click the unlike. That's good stuff.
I don't know. Daniel, just come live in Ontario for a year, and then you'll be the one boasting about how good Alberta is.
You know what it is that, like, it's this community. Like, we feel bad holding others back. Like, we want to let them know what we know. You know what I mean? So we want them to know that there's great prices in Alberta because it's like, I don't know. I feel bad about not letting them know. You know
I agree, right? Because, like, if you're just, can only buy whiskey at the LCBO, one, you're paying way more than anyone else,
Absolutely.
and 2, you're not getting the selection that you get
and
anywhere else.
That's the key, right? Like, good night, Tim. Take care, buddy.
Cheers.
Yeah, that's the key. Like, it's not just about the prices. It's about what you guys have out there. It's about not just out there. In Nova Scotia, there's a great selection as well. And the prices are a lot better than they are here. So what the hell is happening at the LCBO? Because they are the number 2 buyer of alcohol in the entire world. The number 2 buyer of alcohol in the entire world.
And the number 1 of wine, I'm pretty sure.
Probably, yeah. And they're not even close in selection to some of these places in Alberta, in Nova Scotia, in the US. It's insane to me. It makes no sense.
I feel like they have maybe a little bit of that, like, Costco like mentality where, like, we'll just do these brands and that's it, and that's what you have to buy. But the problem is that they're not better on price.
No.
Like,
LCBO has the buying power to say to McAllen, listen, you want to be in our store, then you're giving us your age statement, sherry cask. You're giving us, because we can buy X amount of cases of it. We can buy half your stock right now and know that we're going to sell it in the next little while. Why don't they do that?
I don't know the ins and outs of the LCBO. I don't think even the LCBO knows the ins and outs of it.
No, and that's the issue is that it's a government run place. Yeah. So there's a lot of positive about that. It goes back into our economy. It goes back into our benefits and our roads and our this and our that, whatever, healthcare, all that stuff. A lot of benefits. But get people that know what they're doing in there. Get people that know what they're buying in there. And there are people that are in the lower ranks that would love to step up because they know a lot about whiskey, they know a lot about wine, they know a lot about beer. They're not able to because they're held back by this monopoly that doesn't want to promote people because they don't want to pay them more.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
yeah, well, what happens when your government suppresses you? You just rise above it. Bringing bottles from Alberta and the States.
Exactly. Daniel's just saying, stop voting for idiots like Trudeau and start a revolution. Yeah, I would love to, buddy, but unfortunately, it would be tough to start a revolution about alcohol as a teacher.
Yeah. I mean, you pick your battles, right?
Yeah, exactly. We have a lot going on for us here. Like we are lucky. Healthcare is pretty much free. We get, and it's not poor healthcare either. It's top-notch healthcare for the most part.
Before I started getting into Scotch, I didn't have any complaints about Ontario.
I
love the province. I still love it.
Yeah.
And you find ways.
And honestly, if you've ever been to Toronto, like one of the best foodie areas in the world, I think. I've been to many of the countries in the world that are known for their food, and Toronto is right up there, in my opinion.
Toronto's a great city.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's an awesome city. So Daniel's saying the healthcare is not free; our taxes pay for it.
That's true. That's true.
That is true. But we are fairly compensated.
Well, I mean, I personally haven't really used much healthcare.
Well, that's yeah. I don't either.
Thankfully.
Yeah, thank God.
Right.
My brother-in-law is currently back in Ontario. He's going to be heading back over to Alberta very shortly, Daniel. He's working construction at one of the major condos that are going up in Edmonton. So anyway, we're at the 10:35 mark. Unless you guys have some questions about these Longrow Reds, I think we might sign off. Julia is saying that we look like the alcohol is doing its work on us, essentially.
Well, it happens.
That does happen.
Someone in our last video pointed out that like the 6 in your hat and then the 6 in your poster and then 6 in my hat. It's like
666.
Right.
But I got another 6 here, so we're good.
Oh, okay.
It's 4. I didn't really ask anybody what they were drinking tonight.
Yeah, this Longrow. I mean, you just got to buy them all, right?
Yeah. If you can get your hands on all of them, grab them. The Cab Franc is the least expensive because it's the newest release. And I think there's still a bunch of it available.
That's the ones we like the best, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we both really like that one. I think I have a backup bottle of the Cab Franc. Unfortunately, I decided to share this bottle with Marco. I might have to pay him for the rest of the bottle and tell him to scram. Lewis Hall is saying the Saunders is spectacular even at 9-year-old. Which one is he talking about? Maybe a Springbank? Marco's saying, yeah, right. All right, guys. So thank you very much for joining tonight. You guys can check out Jeremy at Toronto Whisky Society, as we mentioned earlier. I'm going to drop the link in the description below. You guys can also check him out on Instagram, Sipper Social Club. I'm trying to peer pressure him into starting his own YouTube channel. What do you think the possibility of that is?
I think it's a lot of work and a lot of money to keep putting out video after video. I'm like, oh, I need this, I need this. I mean,
I will say, okay, so it is a lot of work. It is a lot of money. None of this stuff is cheap. And to get it out regularly, and then you kind of get that like obsessive compulsive like nature where something new comes out and you really need to get that.
Right,
because
you want to review it right away. And,
yeah. But what I will say is you have a great start. You have an awesome collection.
I have some stuff that I could review, sure.
And then you would also have access to anything on this table.
Yeah, I could just come shopping here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it's for the best in Ontario if we have at least 2 reviewers, I think. And then we can kind of attend whiskey events together more often and be invited together. It'd be cool, I think, anyway. The chat's still going steady. I don't know how many people we've had in tonight. It looks like it was in the 30s for the most part, but literally that's almost microscopic at the bottom corner there. So I think it's in the 30s. Richie Z saying, do it. These guys tune in for all the lives, and that's what makes it awesome. It makes it fun. I don't know if you watched the other night, Scott and Bart did a fundraiser for Drams for Fams. It's in Edmonton, which is crazy. An Edmonton charity club, a whiskey club that does charity. And Scott and Bart on the Scotch Test Dummies did a fundraiser, and they raised like over $1,000.
Nice.
Over $1,000 on a live stream.
Wow.
It was incredible. It was honestly, I kept donating money just because I couldn't believe the incredible generosity from all you guys. You guys all deserve a big hug from me, because I don't know who else wants to give you a hug, but I definitely do. Incredible stuff. Honestly, it was heart filling, satisfying to watch. My wife was enthusiastic about it. We were both watching it together. It was pretty cool. Over $1,000 on a live stream, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, this community has been good. I mean, everyone here, everyone's just loves whiskey, loves to share, loves to chat. It's really good. I mean, I would love to join it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, good on Scott and Bart, the Scotch Test Dummies, for doing that. Incredible guys. Very, very generous of them. Great idea. I hope to do something similar in the future. We'll find a charity and we'll do something like that. Hopefully we can get that going. But I think that's it for tonight, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't been here from the start, you definitely want to run out and buy the Longrow Cab Franc. It's incredible stuff. Eric's complaining about being beat out in auction. Julia saying to you and I, fun stuff, great evening. Thank you, Julia, for joining us. Thanks everybody else for joining us as well. You guys are all awesome. Love you all. Cheers.
Cheers.